Hi banjo lovers! This is going to be string crossing set number 2. This is where we're working on crossing across the strings using our fingers and our thumbs. In this exercise, we're going to start to incorporate the bum ditty, clawhammer, or pluck brush thumb pattern that we had in some of the other videos into string crossing. If you haven't checked out my other videos, go ahead and go back and watch those, where I explain how to hold the banjo, the beginnings of the right hand, and even the first set of string crossing exercises. For this exercise, I'm going to use my index finger and my back of my index fingernail here. You can use whichever finger you like, whichever one feels good to you. I'm going to keep working on relaxing the palm of my hand. This is something you get into trouble with these exercises as you start to kind of examine them, is that you'll tend to tense inside of your hand. So you might have tension here or in this big part of your thumb. Just keep relaxing. You want to keep feeling this like bouncy feeling with your hand. That's going to give you the most control over your tone and your volume. Something to do that people sometimes will do, so don't do this, is where you'll tend to clench your hands like this a little bit. Keep them nice and loose, especially in this exercise. So I'm going to start to do the clawhammer or bum ditty or pluck brush thumb rhythm, which is a quarter note followed by 2 eighth notes. What we're going to do in this exercise is the index finger is going to be crossing the strings. So here we go. I'll take it from the beginning. And again, you can use this exercise however you feel. You can repeat a measure, you can repeat a line, whatever feels best to you. Just don't go ahead until you feel really good. Another great thing to have in this exercise is, of course, our handy dandy metronome, which you can also get a metronome app, which is something to kind of keep your time steady. Make sure you tune your banjo. I've got mine tuned to open G, but any tuning will work for this exercise. Okay, let's try it. Here we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep my thumb. It's nice and relaxed. And let's start at the beginning. So it's going to be pluck. That's the basic motion. I'm going to take this exercise kind of slow. Here we go. That's the basics of it. Now we kind of cross strings with our index finger. And again, you'll kind of notice like you want to watch out for inconsistencies with your strings. You notice I even had one right there for a second, but you want to really, as you go through your practice, try hard to keep your sound nice and consistent. This is why this is a great exercise just to warm up with, just kind of get your right hand going and everything feeling good. So let's take that second exercise. The second exercise is going to incorporate the brush. So the basic motion is going to be pluck, brush, thumb. Now what's going to happen is the brush is going to happen each time across the first three strings. If you decide that you don't want to do that, that's okay too. You can brush across 4. I'm just going to do 3 for the sake of this exercise. The movement is going to come from the index finger. That's what's going to cross the strings. So let's try it together. Same rhythm. So something that you'll notice as I do these exercises, I'm almost doing like a rest stroke across the strings, where basically as I pluck like the second string into the first string, I'm kind of landing on that first string, which is going to give me a nice loud sound. So just something to watch out for. Okay, here we go. That's the basics of it. You can loop this exercise, you can loop one measure at a time. If you notice there's a weird measure or something, totally okay. Let's now try the third exercise. This is where the thumb is going to cross in this rhythm. So you're going to notice in the very beginning, the thumb is going to be on the first string. And if you remember like from the first kind of set of exercises, you don't want to rest your thumb on this one like we're kind of doing the other strings. You want to make sure that you have a nice free floating pluck there. You'll kind of see what I mean as we go through. However, with the other ones, you can go ahead and rest your thumb and prepare it for the next set of exercises. Kind of see how that goes as I do this exercise. So the first measure is going to be one of the hardest ones. Let's take it slow. I did it. I'm waiting so that I'm not muting the string as I do this. So pluck. Kind of get a little like stop in between. You want to try to eliminate that for the first string. So we won't be resting the thumb before we pluck. That's the exception to the rule. All rules are meant to be broken. Okay, let's try the entire exercise now that we kind of understand that. A little more complicated, but it's going to get you some facility in your thumb. I hope these exercises have been helpful, and again, you can just check out my website where the PDFs are. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. If there's anything you'd like me to go over with Clawhammer Banjo, or anything you've been working on that you'd like more explanation on, please let me know too. I'll do a video for you. All right, thanks so much. Bye, Banjo lovers.